Hello, YouTube family and friends. This is this a 6-week follow-up? Let's see. We are eeny teeny weeny braids and we're tightening them up. She got these done on 1/28 and it is now 3/24. So that's 2 months, 8 weeks, huh? 8 weeks and 4 days possibly. All right, so average people get them tightened maybe 6 to 8 weeks. So she's right in there. And let's kind of take a look and see. And I'm going to let her share her story with you. They feel really, really good. And this is her first time getting them tightened. And I don't know if you guys remember, from those of you who are following her, she had some really short issues right here. So my thought was, I took, and you probably can't tell this, but this is yarn. I put yarn with her hair to give her some, so we could get some growth in there, because I didn't want to start and have teeny weeny little braids sticking straight up. So once we take these loose, we'll look at them and see, do I just tighten them and just let them keep going, or do I take them loose? But I'll let you know at the end when we're all done. But her hair looks healthy. It feels really good. And did you ever get to have anybody count them? We didn't take the time to count them last time. Okay, so you got this, it's my version of the sister locks, but I started them by braiding. And I braided, kind of sectioned them off. I braided. I tried to use a little grid because I had problems with mine when I didn't do it with mine. But we braided them, and I braided down to a certain spot, and then I just left it and left her own coil. And how many times have you washed it?
Once. Just once.
You've only washed it once?
Yeah, and actually I probably should have washed it about 3 or 4 times. Because I washed it last night, and I'm loving how after you wash it, it dries real easy. I air dried it, and it had no problem. I didn't put any product in it after I washed it. That's because I wanted it to dry, and I knew I was coming here. And then I like how it comes out after I wash it. It came out full. It came out real curly. So I should have washed it more, and I would have had more definition to it. Okay, tell me something. Can you go ahead and just share your story from the day you left here till now, or your thoughts or anything you'd like to? Because you do have some people who are following you. I kind of looked back at the post and noticed about 500 people had actually viewed your video, so I don't know how many of them will be following you. But let's say every 6 to 8 weeks, maybe we'll do a follow-up until you make it to a year. And that may encourage somebody else who was thinking about getting some sister locks or eeny teeny weeny braids. Well, when I left here, what was unique was I was going to an event, and so I'm always used to keeping my hair in different styles. So I was kind of questionable what I could do to keep making it be an after 5 hairstyle versus a regular hairstyle. So I went home and I took my hairstylist, Dana, her expertise, and I rolled up the sides of it, all in the front and the sides, and I put a little water on with it. And by the time I got ready to leave, after I took those down, it was real curly, and I was so amazed, because I think I only left the rollers in there for about an hour, if that long, and I was so amazed how this curl pattern, and it made the whole look of my hair so different, and that took it from being casual to dressy, actually. So that was automatically a really idea that I had after that event. The next week I did the whole head, and I wanted to see what it looked like, and then I started really falling in love, because just putting water on my hair and putting rollers in, I kept having different styles. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be my lifelong hairstyle, because I can't wait to get longer, because the longer it gets, the more different styles you can have. So I love it. I just love it so much, because I put on every night a silk cap, and I made a concoction with a different moisturizer to put on my hair, and I put it in a spray bottle, which you can follow up that information if you want from Dana, because she gave me the tools actually to do it with. And I do that every morning, and then like 3 times a week I'll put the the more heavier concoction in my scalp, on my scalp.
Is that the shea butter?
Yeah, the
okay.
shea butter.
Okay.
I put that on my scalp. And after I did that, nothing else to do except for
and it feels so soft. It just feels.
It's good. I mean, this unbelievable. That's what I want to say. My real journey was that I was doing everything I could do. I had a little brain cyst, like a tumor on my scalp, and I was told I couldn't put any chemicals in my hair again. And I tried everything I could do to go around chemicals. I did my own 2-hand twist, got tired, my hair's thick, got tired of it. The look wasn't always what I wanted. So I would switch up and do things like fake hair that would put crochet braids in my hair and things. But the thing is, it breaks my skin out that hair. So I was like, oh, I got to do something. And I remembered Dana hair, and I asked her what she had, and I thought I'll come over here, and there you go. This is where we're at. And I wish I would have did this right after my surgery instead of going through that whole other pathway. But this is my new journey. That's going to be my new road. That's how it's going to be. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not coming out of this for nothing.
Well, I thank you very much for sharing. And we'll go back and read some of the comments that were already made. And we'll see everybody in about maybe 6 to 8 weeks again and see what's going on, okay? And I will put some still pictures at the end, or maybe do a video at the end once I get finished doing your hair, and go from there. All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to share with my YouTube channel.
Thank you.
I always try to put uplifting and inspiring information on the channel, and hopefully to be an inspiration to others. And thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I just remembered that someone who's following my eeny teeny weeny braids wanted to see the technique that I was doing on her hair, so I'm gonna do a row and show you what I do. So I tried to put a type of grid in here so it would be easy when it was time to go back and tighten up, because this is my first tighten up. So I did pretty good with my grids. It's making it really easy to separate the hair. Because sometimes what happens when your hair starts to grow, it'll start matting together at the roots. She has some little spots here where she's having some hair bedding or something that's in here. So she said she only washed her hair one time. But other than that, it looks really, really good. So I just separate it, do one line at a time. And I'm not sure how long I've been doing it, but I've got all these done down here. I have to look at my time. Alright, so now what I do, I have a cream mixture of conditioner and stuff that I use when I tighten up mine. So I just go across the line. That's all I use on there. And then I actually do the latch hook, and I do a 3 or 4 point rotation. Alright, so I just grab what hair's in that area, kind of pull it in, and I go from bottom to top, where 6 o'clock is at the bottom, 12 o'clock is at top. Then I go from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, meaning I'm doing a clock rotation. So picture a clock when I'm looking at this. So you can do a 2 point, or you can do an angle, where I go from like 7 to 2, and I go over here from 5 to maybe 11. And that last one I always have to try to do a pull down, and don't try to do it too tight. Okay, let me stop you because we got a phone ringing. You gonna answer it?
No, that was my house phone. I stopped it.
Alright, so that was one. See, nice and tight. You don't want to be too tight. You don't want a lot of tension. So I'll go to the next one, pull in some hairs. I go from in and pull it down. Then I go to the sides back up and down. Never go, the point is never go in the same spot twice. This is just my rotation. And I always try to do the last one with it down. Okay? I'll do a few more for you to see. And then once you start going on a roll, just keep going. I wear gloves. Somebody asked me why I wear gloves, because I've been letting my nails grow out, and the hair cuts the nail. So by me wearing gloves, and it actually helps me grip. So I just kind of keep all the hair in the same area. Go in, and I pull it down to the base of the braid. This is her new growth for 8 weeks right there. So when I put my hook in, I don't want any spaces with my, so I pull it. Always come back to wherever the bottom point is. Pull it. And then that last one, I try to make it go in the direction that I want the hair to go in. That makes a little bit more sense. Alrighty, I said one more, but I always give you one more. And then the ones at the front that I showed you at the beginning, I'm going to have to take those loose because those are cornrowed, and so there's no way to tighten a cornrow. So I'm going to have to take those out and put individuals, and I'll probably put single braids in with some yarn. But maybe I'll come back when I'm done with this. Okay, so that's tightening up. See there? Looks really good. And we just keep doing this every 6 to 8 weeks. And maybe she'll start washing it maybe like once a week or so we can make sure we don't have any of these mattings here in her braid. Alright. Once you get comfortable with using the latch hook, there we go. Alright, so that's how I tighten up, and I'll finish this out. Okay, we're done. I took the cornrows out and just made them individuals, so now she'll have a little bit more play. Just looks very freshly done, and you guys know me in my basement and my lighting is not good. But it looks very well. They're all tightened up. So the only thing I haven't done is counted them. I might do that if she's got time. I don't know. We're done. It was all total 3 hours, 3.5 hours, because I had to take all these down and add yarn to them to give them a length. And so next time it should be like 2.5 hours, maybe at the most, to retighten. Because all of this whole section had to be yarn braided individually. That's all yarn. And she'll curl it and it'll blend in really nice. Alright, you happy?
Yeah, very happy.
Alright, so we'll see her in 8 weeks maybe. And see what we got going on, you guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and be blessed, because you are blessed by the best.